evening. This is K4PEW, net control for the Mount Juliet Simplex radio net. Hold on one second. All right, sorry for that slight delay. Didn't realize another radio was on. It was feeding over to that as well through the switch. My name is K4. My name is Paul. My name is K4PEW. I don't have a camera on the screen tonight. It doesn't like me. It's on the fritz. I'm afraid that might sound racist or nationalist, but it's on the fritz. It's an old term. If you're new to the word fritz, it means it's not working, and I don't know why. Okay, if there's no emergency traffic, which I'm sure there isn't because I've been listening for a long time and nobody had an emergency in the prior hour, so I'm pretty sure that there's not anyone right now. If you do, call 911. If you can't, call us. We'll call them for you. Get on the radio and tell us. Or you can text me, 615-795-7396. I'll probably answer. But I'd call 911 or contact us, and we'll call them for you. Just tell us what your problem is and where you are, kind of important. But I can't just give the EMS people your cam call. Anyway, for information on the net, you can go to YouTube. You can see the screen on my radio. It's right there assigned to 146.415 where we are tonight. You can also go. You can hear stations you might not otherwise hear because that way, since it's simulcast, you don't have to see the surface of my radio to listen to me, but you can hear other stations that you might not otherwise hear. Plus, you can see what your signal is compared to other people. Size of signal matters. Or you can contact me. Or no, you can go to groups.io. I forgot about them. Groups.io. Put MJSS into the search block, and you'll see us there. Or you can send me an email at k4pew@arrl.net. That's k4pew@arrl.net. We normally meet at 8 p.m. every Wednesday and Saturday night. We've been doing that for 11 years and a couple of months. It's been fun. Let's see, where was I? Oh, yeah. We're going to meet here. We're here at 146.415. We're going to go over to 446.415 after this, and after that we're going over to 28.415 and then on to 223.415. It's our quad net night. Purpose of this net, of course, the ham radio too. The purpose of ham radio is just for fun. It's a hobby. Although we do have service on rare occasions in the event that we're needed for some emergency event, which I haven't quite seen yet. I have seen this being implemented for that, like doing emergency communication in shelters, like during hurricane. We used to have those in Florida, pretty common. They just do it preemptively. You'd get assigned to a shelter and stand around, drink coffee, and with your hand held, and that's about what the job was, because we never had it, or a hurricane messes up in where I live. But it's really for fun, and in that fun we comply with FCC rules. And when we do that, to have fun, we've got to hear people and talk to people. And in order to hear people, we've got to have a good antenna, and that's all part of the ham radio hobby. It's got to be fun. If it's not fun, you need to find something fun, because ham radio is supposed to be fun. I think you can tell, at least by what I'm saying. We invite everyone to use the net for amateur radio events and activities and announcements. Tonight, my big announcement is the 10-meter net on, of course, we have nets on, I forgot to say it, on the Groups site. You can see our entire net schedule. The groups.io, MJSS, Mount Juliet Simplex Society, on the search block. Without the camera, I can make any faces I want to. Where was I? Oh, yeah, there. And also the 10-meter net on Sunday night, 8 o'clock, 28.415 is where it starts, and then moving over to an FM frequency on 10 meters, and then moving over to an FM frequency on C4FM, which is a Yaesu-only product. We're not trying to exclude everybody else, but it's just an awfully good mode if you've heard it. Borrow a radio or go to somebody's shack and listen to it. It's a really great digital mode. Let's see. Is there any other announcements beside that?
Santa.
Yeah, what about it? Now, the Santa net is, of course, yeah, we should. I told you we should have started it after Thanksgiving. That used to be the trend. After Thanksgiving, you do that stuff, but we're good. Saturday, Santa net is obviously the day before Christmas. That would be Christmas Eve, and it starts at 7 p.m. and this is the 25th year for the guy who sponsors it. It was Tony, and he's intimately involved with, I say intimately, he's very knowledgeable about Santa, where he is, what he does. And he has a keen ear and eye and voice for what's going on up there. But don't forget, and you hear it right here on 146.415 or 446.415, or you can listen to it on this frequency, or on this channel, this YouTube channel. And please try to get as many check-ins as possible. It makes Tony feel good. He puts a lot of work into this, and he knows people are listening, but it's nice to have check-ins because kids want to hear that too. And remember, it's for the kids. Ham radio strong. Just remember, ham radio strong. Let's see. Is there any other announcements?
Sunday night.
Did I mention that? Oh yeah, 28415. I said so. Sunday night. Were you not listening?
I was probably sleeping.
No, undoubtedly. I hope you're feeling better. Okay, any other announcements? All right. I'm not sure I should actually make the announcement right about in the middle. That way, because there's people I know that delay if they think they're not going to be called on in the north, south, east, west thing for till later time. So I'm pretty sure that's true. Maybe I should do the announcements twice. I just want to make sure everybody hears it. But again, the best place to see announcements is on the on the groups.io site if you're on the list, because we announce every ham net of ours. We announce other frequency nets and other simplex nets, and so that's the best place to get the information out. Let's see. Any other announcements? All righty. Let's see. Where am I headed? Oh yeah, I need to start. We're on net number 1,164. We're starting from the west, but first we're going to be taking check-ins from those short on time mobile or first time check-in. Well, that was a rousing answer. Okay, then we'll start from the west. Please come down.
KG4ILV.
Man, you're noisy. Are you on a handout or something?
Well, your signal's really noisy to me.
Wow, we must have some rotten conditions, man, with this front moving in, whatever it is, that cold front.
I got a strange signal on my scope. It's a little bit away from our signal. Well, it's gone now.
Well, you're still a lot scratchier than you normally are. That's why I asked you about what you're using.
Yeah, that's just the same for you.
Well, same to you, buddy.
All right. Thanks for doing that, Paul. Let somebody else check in. KG4ILV.
All right, who else is west?
KC4TNQ.
Hey, you've got your signal's better than Jack's, and he normally has a great signal just like yours.
I can hear both of you just fine.
Why'd you have to bring that up?
So not much today. Yesterday I had to take my old floor jack to jack up my car that I bought when I was in my 20s. It finally quit working on me. Had to take it into the little shop over here in Nashville, and guy he fixed it up and got it turned around in less than a day.
What did you do? It need a new O-ring inside that hydraulic cylinder or something like that?
Yeah. I thought about trying to do it myself, but then I would have to stop and wait for parts and all this kind of stuff, and he fixed me right up.
Cool, yeah. Well, it's also if you don't have, like you said, if you don't have the parts and you don't have the correct tools, and then and you're right. Sometimes it's better just to have somebody else who does it regularly.
Yeah, and while I was standing there talking to him, I was thinking he was looking up we was standing outside by my truck, and he was looking up at the sky. I said, "Man, what are you looking at?" He said, "Well, that's a jet airplane right there." He said, "What is that?" And I believe it was a low orbit satellite was tumbling, and it was just the right angle so that the sun was glinting off of it, and we seen it from almost horizon to horizon.
No kidding. Huh. I wish too bad you couldn't get a video of that or something.
I don't know if you could have seen anything. It was pretty small. I mean, it was basically all you could see was just like a light, but it looked like it was tumbling.
Huh. I don't know. We'll have to call NASA. That's what's going to fix it.
I'm not going to worry about it. I'm just going to put it down to the experience of my life.
Yeah, very good. You haven't seen any of the other UFOs, have you?
Not a one, no.
Well, they don't call them UFOs anymore. I forget what they call them.
I can't. I've heard the term, but right at the moment I cannot remember it.
Nah, me neither. I know Tony knows. Anything else for the net, Charles? You sound great.
No, thanks for getting me, picking me up, and y'all have a good one. Catch you on the next one. KC14Q.
Yeah, that's Charles. He's in West Nashville. Nice big clear signal. Different path from Jack, as I'm telling you. Maybe there's something. There's a welding festival in between Jack and me. I don't know. Who else is west? Don in Bon Aqua is usually checking in now, and he's having dinner. He's making dinner for like 20 people for his family. So that's probably we're going to start eating probably within 30 minutes. I'll have a good fist fight, like I do in most families I've been associated with. Not mine, but others. My family got along great. Well, except for my dad. He didn't get along with anybody in the opposing family. Who else is west? How about south?
KF4, KFQ.
Hello, Mr. Intermediary for Santa Claus.
Yep, that'd be right. That'd be me. I'm always just halfway there.
Well, I would have added and trash picker upper, but that doesn't sound so good.
Yeah, that's going to be on my tombstone. Here lies Tony. He picks up garbage.
Now, that's what's funny is it it was an old lesson I learned from a very astute teacher I had. He was one of the better teachers I had in high school. He was talking about what is it that, who's more, who, it wasn't important. I forget the exact question, but it was, like who's better, a CEO of a corporation or a garbage man or or somebody who picks up, just something like that. I don't remember his exact thing. And at the end of this long discussion, everybody was trying to say who's good or bad, and he says, everybody has dignity regardless of whether they're if they're working. If they're working, they got dignity.
Yeah, but I'm retired and I'm still picking up garbage.
Well, that's double dignity.
Okay. Anyway, yeah, everybody, please check into the Santa Net. I get real lonely out here, and so please check into the Santa Net Christmas Eve at 7 p.m.
Well, I'm telling you, kids who are children who listen to that, and if they hear people checking in, it's even more real to them then. So I would suggest please check in, or have your kids. Yeah, get on the air and have kids check in, please. Like I said, it just adds to the whole thing. It's just to hear a show is like listening to the same old thing. If you've heard it before, but to check in makes it special, and even have kids talk to them. I mean, that's a big deal. Anyway, that's Tony, KF4, KFQ. He's in Smyrna. Who else is? And by the way, Tony, for the first time today, I drove by Trash Mountain. I'd never actually driven by it before.
Mount Garbage?
Is that what they're called? Yeah, I guess that's what it's called. Yeah. There was what I did notice first though was that flame coming out of one of those stacks.
Oh yeah, and come by in August, and the smell will start your shorts for you.
Oh boy. Yeah, that's right. It's cool. It wouldn't have such a bad thing. But I didn't realize, is that whole plant that they have next to it part of a methane reclamation plant?
Yes, it is.
Oh, so they're liquefying methane from there.
Yes, they are.
Okay, I was not familiar with it. I just presumed it had to be as big as that plant was. They had to be doing, I don't know. It was one of those secret things that the CIA and James Bond working.
That's right. KF4, KFQ.
Yep, that's Tony and Smart. Who else is south?
Kilo 4 Whiskey Yankee Charlie.
Kilo 4 Whiskey Yankee Charlie. Give me a hint on the first name, because if you checked in before, I didn't remember.
Oh, I haven't checked in quite some time. The name here is Dakota, and I'm out of Laverne.
Oh, I remember your name, Dakota. Nice, unique name. It's not related to the tribe, is it?
Negative.
Oh, you're just curious. Because there is a Dakota tribe, but I don't remember. I think they're out in the plains or something like that.
Yeah, not sure why my mom decided on that name, but for whatever reason, I guess it stuck.
Probably did stick, and I wouldn't. I just don't. It's funny how we. How can I put this so it doesn't sound more stupid than I normally am? It's good to have a unique name, and because people will tend to remember you.
Yeah, Raj. No, I agree. But yeah, I don't know what made her pick it, but nope. Just got a new antenna put up, 30-foot mast. So we're rocking and rolling now with a much better setup.
No, you sound great. Now, where are you again?
Laverne over by I-24 and Waldron Road.
Oh, yeah. No, I always hear Laverne very well from where I am. It's just like it's just diagonally across Percy Priest Lake from me. You know, I'm here around Juliet's. But you sound fantastic.
Well, I appreciate it. I won't hang you up too much. I know there's some other people probably chomping at the bit ready to check in.
Yep, you're only 55 over, so you need to do better.
Apparently. I guess I'll have to go from that GP6 to that GP9.
Oh, yeah. Oh, you know, put a couple of them and just, you know, get them, tie them together. You'll do better.
Give me a big old monster 2-meter Yagi. Just beam it right at you.
Oh, yeah. Well, that works, too. That works outrageous. But then the people behind you can't hear crap.
That's all right. I only need to talk forward.
Yeah, very good. Hey, you got anything else for that, Dakota?
I do not. Just appreciate you doing net control, and I will try and check in on that Santa net.
All right. Sounds like a winner. That was Dakota, and he's in Laverne, Kilo 4 Whiskey Yankee Charlie. It's funny, I don't recall that. It's a nice call to Whiskey Yankee Charlie. I'm not sure what I'd make it, what kind of phonetics I'd give it besides the normal one. West. I don't know. I have to think about that. All right, who else is south? Very good. Got you in there, Larry. Everything okay in your area? Yeah, that's Larry. He is in Rockville. He does the D-Star Net on Saturday nights at 7:15. Simplex. It's on 146-460. Like I said, he's in Rockville. So be there if you're interested in. Just get a radio that can work Simplex on D-Star. It's also a very good mode. Who else is? By the way, that was Larry again. If I didn't say it. Who else is Sal?
KE4TYJ.
Hey, Mr. Big Bean, how you doing?
Oh, I'm all right.
I heard you're not your name, but you came up in my thoughts today. I was watching a YouTube video, and it was a guy who he served in both the Army. It was a nice interview, just a normal interview. I think it was something to do with politics. I don't remember exactly what it was, but he had in his bio he had listed something about being an NCO in both the Marines and the Army. And so the guy who was interviewing him apparently wasn't quite familiar with the term. He says, well, is that an officer? And he went through this whole drill. No, it's not an officer. You know, he was very nice about it. He had explained it to the guy.
Oh. Oh, well, yeah. Sometimes explanation will be needed. But no, I never went in the Army.
No, I know. I just meant it was because it was the Marines was involved. And the Marines even is dramatically different than the Navy. You know, because as you know, the Navy only uses petty officers. That even sounds silly.
Oh, I know.
Anyway, how are you doing?
I'm doing all right. I don't know how long I'm going to stay up. Thanksgiving and back to work, so it's a busy time of season.
Oh, yeah, you're going to be jam-packed. You're just going back to work on Friday, is that correct?
Yeah, Friday and Saturday.
Yeah, I'm sure there'll be a lot of stuff out there. Rotting turkeys out there.
Nah, it's not so bad.
Well, I would guess that the convenience stores activity would be, not convenience stores, but the fast food places would be a little less problematic on Saturday.
Well, you would think so, but there's a lot of people traveling, and the city I pick up is like the halfway stopping point between Chicago and Florida, so they all like to stop eat there in Manchester, so that they seem to stay pretty busy.
Oh, I'll bet. Yeah. Well, there's one thing for certain. It's like the mail. The trash never stops coming.
That is correct. It never does stop. All right, let's get back with it, sir, and I hope everybody have a happy Thanksgiving. KE4TYJ.
And I know when you pick up those giant cans of garbage that you go in and sort out all the plastic straws so they don't end up in the stream.
You live in a fantasy life there.
Well, it's fun out there in the fantasy world. That was Jimmy. He's in Woodbury, and his call is KE4TYJ. He's got a hard job, right? He drives one of those billion-dollar trucks picking up 20-ton garbage cans with the truck, not him. No, that's not a terrible job. It's a terribly skilled job, I would say. Every time I get out on the highway, which I don't do that much anymore, but I was out there today, and I just happened to notice on on one of the divided highways I was on, I just noticed how many truckers were out, and traffic was very low today, I guess for Thanksgiving reasons, but I just get a kick out of it. I say I get a kick out of it. I appreciate those who, and I was a tradesman too, not my whole life, but part of it. And tradesmen, truck drivers, so it makes the world go round. Who else is south? Anybody east?
KM4YRF.
So you are feeling better, I hope, there, Michael?
Oh yeah, I was looking at something and I just missed your announcement.
Oh, so you were just sleeping in your head.
Let's just go with that.
I have been. But yeah, I guess you call that zoned out. I mean, you can't hear anything else.
That's about right. I just want to wish everybody a happy and safe Thanksgiving. And my advice to everybody is to gobble till you wobble.
I really can't do that anymore, Michael. I'm sorry. I appreciate what I got, but I can't stuff. I can't even eat a full meal anymore.
Well, I tell you, my appetite has been greatly suppressed since I got out of the hospital.
Do you think that's just because you're recovering is the issue, or I mean, did it affect your appetite? You don't have any physical reason for that, like some you know what I'm saying? Is it just nothing part of your physiology that says, or you know what I'm saying?
No, I'm not in pain. I think it's because I had anesthesia 3 times while I was there, and it kind of does that to you.
Maybe that's what we need to people who just want to lose weight. Just give them a couple, 3 anesthesias and see what happens.
Yeah, good fusion in your back, man. We'll take care of that.
Oh man, when you say that, it's painful even to listen to it.
Well, I tell you, I'm just hoping that I'm gonna be strong enough to go back to work in January, but I got a lot of work to do in the month of December.
Well, I'm hoping that if you do go back to work, you'll go into a strictly paperwork job.
That's probably what it's going to be.
Yeah, I hope that works out for you, Michael. All right, that was Michael. He's here in Mount Juliet, KM4YRF. He's the fellow who picks up on our net, picks up for me when I'm not here, or I don't show up, or whatever. But normally he knows about it before I don't show up. But I've done that. I went downtown to an event with my wife. Forgot to tell everybody I was going to an event. There's more to the story, but Mike tried to fill in for him. No, he did fill in for him. Anyway, who else is east?
N4 RTR.
Hello, Mr. West. Anything going over good in your sector for is it a 4-day weekend, I hope, for you?
Dude, I wish it was a 4-day weekend. I'll just leave it at that.
Yeah, I'm sure. I know in any kind of job like yours, it's there's no such thing as 8-hour days or 5-day weeks.
Yeah, and I'm not going to take too much of my time up here, but I will just vent a little bit. So I guess you're aware, and a few other people who are familiar with me are aware that I'm a construction materials engineer. I do a lot of concrete, soil, whatever it is, stuff. Anyway, so evidently today while I was out on the site, I came home and I don't know who the genius it was thought this was a good idea, but they poured fresh concrete over a portion of my driveway today while I was at work, which is fine, but I was not told this in advance. Issue is, I drive a company truck. My personal vehicle is in the garage, and I'm going to have to drive over this green concrete tomorrow at 9 a.m. to go home to have Thanksgiving with the family. And basically, to make a long story short, I called the property management company and let them know that, hey, y'all, nobody told me about this. I'm driving over this concrete come hell or high water tomorrow at 9 a.m. If it cracks, it cracks, because I'm not missing Thanksgiving. So, yeah, I'm a little just agitated right now.
Well, as I don't think it's odd to think that you have no obligation to protect but that's dumb. First of all, you got to give people notice. Otherwise, you're going to end up having just what you got now.
Absolutely. That's the entire reason I called the emergency maintenance line. Tell them, y'all, you didn't give me notice. You did this Thanksgiving Eve. I have to drive 2.5 hours to my family in North Alabama tomorrow. If this concrete cracks, it's on y'all. So, anyway, other than that, yeah, I have to go out and do a couple of field samples Friday and Saturday because everybody else in my company's got prior commitments. So, woe is me. But other than that, I mean, if that's all I got to complain about, I can step back and say it's not that bad, right?
Yeah. I just think that you would think they'd know better. I mean, just in general, a concrete contractor has to deal with that stuff. That's part of his life.
Well, I mean, the more and more I see these concrete contractors, I think these guys, they are literally told to go here, pour the concrete, trowel it, go home, and let the PMs worry about the PR. But that's really all I'm dealing with, and I'm not gonna take up any more time of the net. But what I can do is say a hearty 7-3s to anyone who is within RF shot, and I hope everybody has a great Thanksgiving. I'll leave it back to you, Paul.
Very good. I was going to tell you something there. Well, just be glad it's not one of your contractors that you're working with who did that. That was Wes. He's in Lebanon, or outside Lebanon. November 4, Romeo, Tango, Romeo. Who else is east? All to the north.
KE4TWI.
Okay, I think it was a double, but Wes just climbed below, or whoever the other person was. What's up, Wes? That's West Possum Town. We're going to call it WP.
Hey, I don't have any concrete complaints, but I understand that's ridiculous. Things have been good here. I spent the weekend out at Land Between the Lakes out in West Tennessee. That was good. But nothing to report from Possum Town.
Well, I don't imagine much goes down in Possum Town exactly.
That's the way we like it. But I sent you that email earlier about 146.55. That's the Murray, Kentucky, Land Between the Lakes, Tennessee River, Simplex, and it's active. So that made me happy.
Oh yeah, no. Every time I hear about a Simplex net that I didn't know about before, because again, we probably don't hear about 90% of it just because it's not something associated with TWRL or it's just not. They don't have a website. People just get together to talk. But I'm always glad to hear that people are doing it.
Yep, and I'll let you guess how many QSOs I made keying up a local repeater. So, yeah. Anyway, things are good here. KE4TWI, Possum Town.
I can't believe you owned up to trying to hit repeaters, man. So you just became a repeater ka-chunker.
Yeah, I know, it's shameful.
That's West. Yeah, it's KE4TWI, and he lives in Possum Town. Who else is north?
KD4 Juliet.
Oh, Danny, your antennas get squared away.
They're situated for right now.
Situated? Is that a real general term?
Yeah, I mean they're temporarily where they are, but they're where they're going to be for a little bit.
Cool. Yeah, I have a couple of antennas I want to move. I just know it's going to entail more work than I want to do.
Oh yeah, it is a lot of work.
Oh, it is, and it's more money if it's farther away from the radio. If I have to get new cable, it's always just this. I'll just leave it the way it is. Yeah, it's just the same reason I often, if I look under the desk and I see the bird's nest of cables, I want to straighten them out. Nah, too much work.
I hear you.
Still work. As long as it's working, why touch it?
That's right.
I know I did that one time years ago, back when I was in Florida. Guy came over, a friend of mine, a ham, young friend. I didn't know him that well, but he came over to help me out with something. And he looked under the desk. He said, "I've never seen such a mess." Because I had all kinds of stuff under there. I had like 3 or 4 radio connections there, Plus I had an Echolink node, and I had, also my modem for my cable was in there. It was a mess. Anyway, anything else from that, Danny?
No, I'll catch you on the next one.
All right, very good. That's Danny, Kilo Delta 4 Golf Oscar November. He is in station camp. Who else is north?
WB0NOO.
I bet you got a picture perfect wiring harnesses underneath your desk.
I do pretty good. Yeah.
Oh, that was Greg. I think I heard Mark first. I'm sorry. It must have been a double because Greg answered. Mark, I'm guessing you have a picture perfect. Huh? It's all just straight lines and right angles.
Actually, I have a false door under my desk that just hides it all, and it all looks like hell.
Oh yeah, I believe that. I thought I might do. I'm going to put up a curtain, just a curtain. You slide it back and it covers everything. I mean, then it looks almost studio-like,
Yep. Well, I found out something today. I have an ancestor that was a Navy guy. I thought they were all Army and Army Air Corps people, but I found a Navy one. Mordecai Endicott. What a name.
Had to be First World War.
It was before that. He was born in about 1850, and in the late 1800s he was a civil engineer, and he was in charge of the Bureau of Yards, if you know what that is.
Yeah, well, that's interesting. How come you didn't know about him before, or were you doing your ancestry or something?
No, we have an Endicott Association, and they sent out a little memo, and somebody had run across this guy, and I'd never heard of him, so I've been reading about him all day.
Oh, you would have heard about old Maury.
Yeah, I'm surprised I don't have a cousin named Mordecai.
Man, it's like after about the middle of this century, all those old-timey names seem to drop off.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I do have a nephew named Thaddeus, though, and he still is mad at my sister about that.
It's just, he becomes Teddy. Don't you just call him Ted?
No, he's a Thad.
He's just a Thad shy.
Yeah. Yep. All right. Enough of the foolishness. Have a good Thanksgiving. Carry on. WB0NOO.
All right, well, the real key to having a neat shack is when you put a picture up on YouTube, you use somebody else's. It's nice and clean. That way you just leave your shack the way it is. I never have anybody in here besides my wife. Who else is? That was Mark, by the way. Whiskey Bravo Zero, November Oscar up by the beach here in Juliet. Northwest Wilson County, by the Cumberland. Who else is north? Oh, there we go, Greg. So you do keep pretty straight line stuff over there, like you're looking at a schematic for your wiring.
No, it's very organized, though, as I like to do it. I'm in a shop turned into a ham shack, so I'm not too worried about it being cosmetic.
No, it's not really critical. I mean, it's critical for a lot of things, but when it's only you who works with it, it doesn't really matter. And it's not like it's a life or death wiring systems,
But yeah, I run a pretty lean machine here, so everything's nice and tucked away and whatnot.
Yep. I'd like to do that, but I can't. It's not within me to make it that neat. I had to be neat when I was doing work in the field, but I don't have to be neat to do it here. Anyway, that was Greg. Anything else for the net, Greg?
No, see you later.
Very good. That's Greg. He's dropped a CUD nomenclature on his name, so that's Kilo Delta 4 Charlie. Maybe the C stands for CUD. Charlie Victor Echo. Who else is north?
Katie Moore, VW.
Hello, Mr. Thanksgiving. What are you doing tomorrow for your dinner? Carlin.
Oh, I didn't know if there was somebody else in there or not. Absolutely nothing.
Yeah, that's what me and the wife will just have a nice day together. It's not. I don't have any kids around here. My kids and the rest of my family are all elsewhere?
Well, my youngest daughter lives in New York. My oldest, she lives in Cottontown, Tennessee, and she may be working tomorrow. I don't know. I'm assuming she works at a hospital, and you know, a hospital don't shut down for nothing. So she's in medical records, and so she handles all that kind of stuff. So, and she has for the last couple of years just been working, you know, for like that. But I am planning to go up to my brother's house, my oldest brother's house, on Friday. They're going to have a Thanksgiving dinner on Friday. So if nothing stops me, I may be going up there.
Cool. That'd be great. I used to remember just when I was young. I'll put it that way. Before I left home, it was always great. Thanksgiving was a great time, and Christmas as well. Good time to get together with the extended family for a big event, a relatively big event. You know, it was always fun and good food. My grandmother was an old country. She wasn't old at that time, but she was, I say, old country cook, and her daughter, who ran the farm, she was a country cook. And boy, did they have a big spread. That was always fun.
Yeah. Well, if anything like it was last year, it'll be a good dinner up there. I might, on the way, stop and pick up a few things to bring up there to help out. And, you know, like some pies or something like that. Or I might even stop at Kentucky Fried Chicken up there and buy a bucket of chicken and bring out there, too. You know, that way it'd be something else.
Yeah, not everybody likes turkey.
I heard that. I like turkey, especially with dressing and giblet gravy. I don't know what it is. People's got against giblet gravy. I just don't get it. That's what that's the fuse to the dressing. You pour that on there and it just sets it off.
Huh? Yeah. No, in fact, that's the only kind of thing I've ever had, unless it was store bought. It was the giblet gravy.
Yeah, you know, the eggs cut up in it and stuff like that. And it's kind of semi-watery or something like that. You just pour that over the dressing and stuff, and I don't know. I just like that. Turkey's okay too. I mean, but it's a whole lot better when you got the dressing and the giblet gravy, and then good old country ham. And I'm not talking about out of a package. I'm talking about where they've taken like a pork shoulder or a butt or something, and you know, and cooked it about a couple of hours, you know, and then you take a knife and you put on the top, and it just falls off the bone.
Oh yeah. Hey, you know, while I was talking to you, I was put up a map. I had a map up on my screen anyway while you were talking, and you'd be the man to ask, or one of them. And you lived here quite a while, haven't you?
Well, I lived in Nashville and Inglewood down there up until about 71, and then Daddy bought this farm here, and about that time when we moved up here, I was about 13 years old, and I've been here pretty much ever since.
The reason I ask is I just happen to notice I'm mildly familiar with the outlying areas in Middle Tennessee, but I couldn't help but notice the name of a town. I don't know if you just know a town. It's actually just a community, you know, just like you are. You're just a community. You're not a town, right? Anyway, the name of the town is Only, O-N-L-Y. I never heard of that before.
Yeah, I've heard of it. I can't place it, though. I don't look at Tennessee. I don't even know which way it is from here. So, but I have heard of it.
Well, it's just southwest, barely southwest, almost due south of Bucksnort.
Oh, that's way down 24, ain't it?
Yeah, well, 40, south of 40, over by, what else is over that? I'm not familiar with that area. Apparently there's an industrial complex there, too. Let me see if I can get this better. Oh, man, it seems like there's nothing out there. Well, if you know where Loboville is, it's northeast of that. Looks like maybe 5 or 8 miles.
Okay. Only sounds like one of them little spots like Nutbush over in north of Memphis over there.
Yeah, it just I never saw a name like that on the style. I've seen some names that sound silly, but only. Where do you live? Only. Only what?
Yeah, it can almost turn into an Abbott and Costello's routine.
Sounds like it. Sounds like it. So anything else for the net there? Hope you have a great Thanksgiving.
Yeah, don't guess so. Hope everybody can stay warm. It's getting cool out there. Well, I went out there a minute ago. One of the cats was standing around like, feed me! And I was like, you done been fed. So, anyway, yeah, it was cool. So, now, nothing else to say. Hello, everybody. Hope everybody stays warm tonight and has a good Thanksgiving tomorrow. Katie4 VW, and I'm going to turn it back over to Paul.
Very good. That's Carlin in, and it isn't only. I'll just say it's only. Can't even get the name of the place out right. He's Carlin is only. He's from Angeltown, Bethpage, and only has nothing to do with it. Who else is north?
Comment.
Yeah, go ahead, Carlin.
Yeah, I guess if you were by yourself and you lived in only, you could be only the lonely.
Yeah, that's true. Whatever, it's just an odd name. That's all. I don't like make fun of names too much, but I got a funny last name, so it's easy for me. Anyway, that was Carlin, Katie4 VUW. Who else is north?
K4WKU trying to check in.
Steve, are you there? Yeah, I don't recognize the static, but I'm glad you're there, Steve. Hope you have a great Thanksgiving with your extended family, and I hope to see you. Are you going to do the net tomorrow night? I mean, Friday night?
You going to do a net on Friday night? Yeah, Friday night's on.
All right. For those of you who don't know, Steve, K4WKU, does a net on Tuesdays and Fridays from north, just a little bit north of where the heck is he? Oh, Bowling Green. And he also does it on YouTube, and you just look up 146 430. That'll come up. If you just put that number in all by itself, 146 430 Simplex Net. You put in the whole thing if you want to, but it'll come up on YouTube, and you can get listened to. And unless you can talk to him on the air, I would do that. 146 430 FM in Pointer Beams toward Bowling Green. I can't hear him tonight. Sometimes I can, sometimes I can't. I don't have my beam up. That's the reason I can't hear him. Anyway, that was Steve in Bowling Green, K4WKU. Appreciate you checking in, Steve. Who else is next?
He's just on Facebook, Paul.
Okay, it's okay. He could do it. Let's see this. Virtually. He just says he was there. All right. Anybody else north? North, all the way up to Chicago, man. Anybody there? I already did. We did south. We did east. So any place, anywhere. Okay, then we're going to be calling for the. I'm going to have you guys memorize that. I won't have to say it. We're calling all dilly-dalliers, spuddlers, lamb-lovers, sandbaggers, lollygaggers, lurkers, skulkers, slackers, lackeys, toadies, lackers, repeater, chunkers, shape-shifting lizard people, moon landing deniers, and those who deny the deniers. Moon occupied by aliens on the backside. Moon. It's apparent that aliens are actually using the moon as a spacecraft. It's a lonely spacecraft because it hasn't gone very far for very long. And those that deny that there's our world citizens living on the backside, mining rare materials. Also, flat earthers and the flat earth deniers, the scanner listeners, SDR donglers, preppers, the end-time survivalists, and the Bigfoot crowd, which is a big crowd with big feet. Anybody else? I'm willing to bet Scott, who normally checks in, went down to Georgia to visit with his son. I'll bet you. Anybody else before we move on over to 446, 415? Well, interestingly, I didn't expect to have many tonight. I didn't know what to expect, but we had about average for a Wednesday night, which is about 15. And we'll go right over to 446, 415, so we'll see you there. Alrighty, 146, I'm sorry, 446 415, right here on from near the ski lift. The ski lift, we're about ready to fire up the ski lift. If it gets any colder, and tonight's going to be 36. So be here on 446 415. Who is from the west?
KG4ILV.
See, you sound wonderful here, Jack. That's KG4ILV. Do I sound the same?
Yeah, you sound just as clean as can be.
Well, you haven't been around recently. All right, that's Jack, KG4ILV. In East Nashville, I'll call it. Not actually. He's in Donaldson, just to be clear. For those of you that are denizens of Davidson County. Who else is west? Charles wants to take it off. Anybody else west? We'll say it again. To the south. Slim Pickens there, too. Who else is east?
KM4YRF.
All righty, everything going well over there. Yeah, you weren't. That's right. You weren't listening to Steve over there and up there in Burlingame, were you?
Oh, yeah.
On the web or at Facebook?
Well, he first posted it on the side chat, but I could hear him fine.
Oh, see, I can't, as you probably know, I don't monitor that side chat at all. I can sometimes, but I can't multiplex, I guess. I guess that's a different word for it. Anyway, who else is east? Anybody south, east or north?
KG4 Joanne.
Oh, yeah. Your signal sounds better here than it did on 2 meters there, Danny.
Oh, okay. Well, different. Actually, I'm on a different radio.
Aha. It's a good radio.
Yeah.
All right. That was Danny. He's in Station Camp. Who else is north?
WB0NOO.
Yeah, you sound good as always there, Mark. W0NOO. WB0NOO. I shouldn't mutter it like that. Who else is north?
KD4CBE.
KD4CBE, and that's Greg in Hendersonville. Upscale Hendersonville. Who else is? That's why he's got such a neat shack. They come in and inspect your stuff. If it's not squared away, they kick you out. Who else is north? Any place, anywhere? Got anybody?
Kilo 4 Whiskey Yankee Charlie.
Ah, very good. Waiting to be last, were you?
Negative. This here radio, this Yazoo 8800, likes to try and predict repeater frequencies, and it had an offset in when I went to respond.
I don't know how familiar with that, but a lot of the off-the-shelf radios, I don't know if it's exclusive to Yaesu. I don't think it is. They arbitrarily think this is in the repeater band, this frequency, even though it's 15 kilohertz above the repeater section. It would be a lot, the way that the United States, I'll call it a standard, the agreed upon repeater section. So I don't know why they do that.
Yeah, I'm not sure either. I mean, I've only had Yazoo 2 meters, and then I got one ICOM 706 Mark II. That's the only radios I've really played 2 meters on.
Oh, that 706 Mark II is an oldie but a goodie.
Yeah, the only thing with it, just sitting here idle on the desk, just receiving, it'll get a little warm after about an hour or so I gotta keep an eye on it.
Yeah, I'm laughing because that's what I always felt. It was a good radio. Like I've heard people call it, when they use it in their truck, it heats the truck. If it's like in a pickup truck.
That's the first time I've ever had one, so I'm assuming, I guess it's not uncommon for them to run hot. You ever had one like overcooked?
Not that I know of, because they're, as far as I know, I'm not going to say they're a problem-free radio, but they're one of the standards for that era, man. They were a big seller. And I used one in a shack we had, and it really performed well. It was a shack in a hospital, and we had nets every week from there, and it was also used for emergency purposes. So it held up well, though.
Roger, this thing's been chugging along over the years. It was gifted to me from another ham, and was out of days on my desk. Typically, I got it monitoring the 2.3 machine in Laverne, and then the 8800 here lately has been doing a lot more simplex monitoring.
I say all that, and I have to say that it's one of those things with, I'll say, preferences. I was so used to, I had 2 Yaesu radios, which they had two different. One of them was 897, the other one was 857. If you're familiar with it, and they have identical software, identical ways of programming. Everything's identical, and I was so used to that I could do it in my sleep practically. At least I'll say it that way. And then I go to the shack and I operate that ICOM that I can't remember how to go from one area to the next. It always confused me. It's a nice radio though if you remember how to use it.
Same here. Yeah, everything's done manually on it, and very minimal buttons for some of the features that it actually has. But no, that one pretty much just monitors the local repeater. That's about all it does anymore.
Yeah, very good. It's a nice radio to have. I got to tell you, it's very versatile. Anyway, that was K4W Whiskey Yankee Charlie. Anybody else? Okay, we wrapped it up. We're going to go over to 28415. We had a monstrous, whatever we just said. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's about normal, considering it's a holiday. A lot of people, I'm assuming a lot of people out of town, but hams are all staying home this week. Well, very 28415 is where we're going. All right, here we are. Let's see if we can get more than 2 or 3. This is K4PEW. Look, let's start with the regular way since there's going to be a dozen. From the west. From the west, anybody? Can anybody hear anybody in the west?
KG4 ILV.
Oh, you were taking too long. You're starting to scare me.
I don't know about that.
All right, that was Jack in Donaldson. Not a bad signal for a crazy day. Who else is west? South? East, EAST, east.
KM4 YRF.
Yeah, you're holding down east. I bet you nobody else from the east. Who else is there from the east? Our mainstay, the north. Who we got up there besides Danny? KD4GON. Who else? KE4TWI. I'm not sure. Are you using a beam tonight, Wes? Because it seems to be off a little bit from me. I can just hear you because I got the headphones on. I hear other people in the background too. Not you in your place, but somewhere. KE4TWI. He's in Possumtown. Who else is north? Yeah, you've got a nice big signal tonight there, Greg. 84 CVE in Hendersonville. Who else? Yeah, no, it sounds pretty good. Who else is north?
WB0NO.
WB0NO. It is yours. You know, it's funny. I say everybody has a pretty decent signal, the ones that do, and but they're all hazy. You know, there's a bunch of like some hash in there, and yours has a hash that I don't expect to hear, but it's supposed to be the conditions.
I don't know, you sound good.
Yeah, okay, so be sure. That's right, because you're using a wire, aren't you? Horizontal.
Roger that.
Yeah, well, that would be, but you still sound good for having a wire. I mean, at least from my experience, wires, when I'm vertical, all the wires, not all of them, but many just sound like crap. You know, I can't hardly hear them. Just it's like a faint noise in the distance. Anyway, that was Mark with Whiskey Bravo 0 NOO. Anybody else?
Hey, can you hear me on the vertical? WB0NO?
Yeah, I can. Can you switch easily? Because I'll keep that in mind. What do you switch over if you can?
I've got a vertical half wave, but I don't hear near as good on it as I do on the wire, the bigger wire.
Well, I guess that stands the reason with the amount of wire you got up, right?
Yep. All right, just thought I'd check it.
Very good. That was Mark, Whiskey Bravo 0 NOL. He has both a vertical and a horizontal for 10 meters. And as he stated, he hears better on the horizontal wire. He just doesn't get out as good as he does on the vertical, usually. Nothing's for sure in ham radio propagation arguments. Anybody else? I do hear voices in the background. I wonder if the band is open. It's probably just the voices in my head having an argument with each other. Anybody else? Any place anywhere before we move on? All right, very good. We're going to move over to 223-415, and we'll see you there. And I'm shutting down the YouTube site. If I can find where I was here. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Got too many things going on. All right, have a good night, everybody. Appreciate you being there.